The scorching sun cast long shadows across the Giza plateau that Dr. Evelyn Rhodes barely noticed. Her boots crunched over ancient sand as she approached the Pyramid of Khufu, her heart pounding. An expert in archaeoastronomy, Evelyn had spent years studying celestial alignments and ancient structures. But what she discovered in a dusty archive in Luxor 2 weeks ago had changed everything. It was an old papyrus fragment, charred at the edges, buried in a forgotten scroll case beneath a collapsed storeroom. Most scholars would have ignored it, but Evelyn's trained eyes caught the faint outlines of stars, glyphs, and a layout that seemed eerily familiar. It wasn't just a decorative representation of the night sky. It was a map that corresponded to the layout of the pyramids. And not just the three major pyramids. The map showed a hidden structure, an unrecorded chamber beneath the sand, aligned with a star long forgotten by modern astronomers, Thuban, the ancient North Star. Now Evelyn stood at the pyramid's northern face, where the base met the desert floor. She brushed away the sand and uncovered a series of small, engraved stones that matched the constellation Draco. Her breath caught. They used the stars to design this entire site, she whispered. Not just to align it, but to encode something. A shadow moved behind her. "You weren't supposed to find this," came a voice, low and calm. Evelyn spun around, flashlight raised. A man in desert gear stepped from the shadows. His face was half covered, but she recognized the voice. Dr. Karim Al-Said, once her mentor, now a rival, exiled from the academic community for his wild theories about extraterrestrial influence in ancient architecture. "You knew about this?" she asked. Karim's eyes glinted. "I've followed Thuban's path for years. But you're the first to find the Draco seal." Before she could reply, the ground beneath them rumbled. Sand shifted, and the stones sank with a grinding groan. Evelyn leapt back as a narrow shaft opened at her feet, revealing a staircase that spiraled down into darkness. Neither of them hesitated. Torchlight flickered off the ancient walls as they descended. The air grew cooler, drier, untouched for millennia. Glyphs lined the walls, but these were different from standard hieroglyphics. Evelyn squinted. "These are not Egyptian," she murmured. Karim nodded. "Proto-celestial, a language of the stars, passed down long before dynastic Egypt. Some believe it originated with the Shemsu horde, the followers of Horus. The tunnel ended at a circular chamber, sealing a perfect dome inlaid with gleaming stones." Evelyn looked up and gasped. It was the night sky as it would have appeared 12,500 years ago, every star perfectly placed. And at the center, glowing faintly in the dark, was Thuban. But beneath the dome, something else caught her eye. A pedestal holding a triangular stone tablet. She stepped closer. On its surface were interlocking star maps, and at their convergence point, an inscription in that same unknown language. Karim reached for it. "Wait," Evelyn said, too late. As his fingers brushed the tablet, the room lit up. The dome above rotated with a mechanical hum, aligning stars on the ceiling with markings on the floor. A sudden click echoed, and a portion of the wall slid open, revealing a new passage. Karim stared. "The gateway?" Evelyn's pulse raced. "To what?" They stepped through, emerging into a vast underground chamber. Rows of pillars stretched into the darkness, each inscribed with astronomical charts and timelines. In the center, a large obsidian monolith stood, humming with energy. Karim approached it. "This is the transmitter." They weren't just observing the stars, they were communicating. Evelyn circled the monolith, heart pounding. "With who?" Karim didn't answer. He touched the surface, and a beam of light shot upward, forming a 3D map of the Milky Way. Tiny pulses of light traced a path from Earth to a star system Evelyn didn't recognize. Then came the sound, low musical vibrations that echoed off the walls like a choir of alien voices. Evelyn whispered, "Is this a message?" Karim turned to her, face pale. "A warning." The star path dimmed and new symbols flashed, images of solar flares flood shifting poles. A countdown. Evelyn's mind reeled. They built the pyramids as a warning system, not just for us, but for anyone who came after. Karim nodded slowly. Aligned to the stars, set to activate when Thuban passed a certain point in the sky. That time was now. Suddenly, the chamber began to shake. Dust fell from the ceiling. The monolith pulsed violently. "Something's wrong," Evelyn It's overloading. Kareem tried to shut it down, but the controls wouldn't respond. Evelyn grabbed the star tablet and slammed it into the pedestal. The light flickered, then faded. Kareem looked at her with newfound respect. You saved us, but Evelyn's gaze was on the tablet. We've only just begun to understand this. There's more beneath the sand, more maps,